It's time for Magical Monday on a Tuesday. Welcome back to People of Simple Twisting World. Okay, yes, I've been busy chatting with Ludia Games. A lot of us have, as overseen by Expecto Go's video and Lamette's video. Unfortunately, we've been hit by 2 successive storms. Oh, hang on. Unfortunately, we've been hit by 2 successive storms, so my ability to go out and play GPS games is a bit limited. I don't mind playing in the rain and stuff normally, but that's with a game I know very well. Now, my perspective on the Jurassic World Alive thing will be a little bit different from the others, because I used to play this game many months ago. And then Wizards Unite came out, obviously. So, yeah, I played it for a while. It was okay. And then Wizards Unite came out, which is obviously what I was waiting for. I couldn't really play one of those GPS games at the time, so that was the one that happened. So, my perspective will be a little bit different. My perspective will be from a returning player. So if you actually played a little bit of it before, that'd be interesting. As you watch me fumble my way around, because I have done the very old tutorial, which is not available anymore. So I'll be fumbling around. I'll also have game code and stuff as well to give away. So, moving on to the news. So the news is going to be a little bit different going forward, because obviously Wizards Unite is running out steam very quickly. So we'll be covering news for a variety of games. There are some titles you will have heard of, obviously, and there's some that you will not necessarily have heard of, because I didn't until last night, talking to Lady Brittany and Mod Monkey. So we're going to start with Wizards Unite news. Version 2.20, the one that nobody gives a damn about, is out now. In typical WB Niantic fashion, 2.20 was indeed delayed. Which unfortunately happened to have the code for the Ballistics lethal event in it as well, so that didn't take off. So basically the whole calendar is out of whack, and we can't really trust any of the dates they gave us. So we got to see what happens. We had a false start, didn't we, yesterday, of the Horcrux event, which then stopped because nothing was boosted. And it's been radio silent ever since, so who knows? One thing we do know is the app will not be removed from the App Store until the 13th. This is because, well, deployments tend to be quite janky of this game, and a lot of the time people have to reinstall their game as part of the fault finding process. So, yes, let's still hang around to the 13th, which I presume is the same time as the in-app purchases, because they still seem to be working, and they're supposed to go today, but they're still working. Personally, I wish they'd never gone for this social feature, because we all kind of worked our way around the issue since the game's launch, with Discord and other means, and well, I feel that they didn't really read the mood. Not quite sure how people will go back or will go back to Niantic based games anytime soon. I said it in my tweet yesterday after a couple of glasses of wine, it's a bit like leaving a bad relationship only for the sister or brother to then ask you out on a date. And to be honest, I don't want anything to do with that family. No, everyone else has been in a similar situation, but there you go. Annoyingly, even more so, it's actually pretty well done. I mean, yeah, I think it's a snap-in really for Pokémon GO and Pikmin, really, and Ingress possibly. But yeah, it's annoyingly well done. Unfortunately, it's not going to stick around for long. So the calendar of events, as I've just kind of mentioned, it's all out of whack. We had the partial launch of the Horcrux event, which was rapidly withdrawn. We are still waiting on word from WB and Niantic, but they're not exactly enthusiastic about giving us news lately. So I suggest bookmarking the Taskforce Times.news site, link in the description. That will be updated in due course with new dates when they come out. So a bit of channel news. It's kind of the end of the year, and this is kind of when I review the channel anyway, before we go into our next season. I'm in a bit of a pickle as to what the focus of the channel should be. I still think it should be Magic-based games. So I would definitely be covering Hogwarts Legacy, Magic Awakened, both fitting quite nicely with the current branding. However, there is The Witcher, which is the GPS game, which I'm planning on playing. Obviously, can we play one GPS game at a time, really? I do work full-time, have a child. So knocking videos out and playing AR games is kind of limited. Witcher will probably be the one on, because it's got a funky storyline. You can do some videos and stuff on it as a GPS game. Of course, another GPS game could turn up, which is not related to Magic, in which case I would need a bit more of a generic brand, such as Zealman's World, or even Zealman Plays Again. Or, hey, if you've got a good name for a channel, my channel, leave it as a comment below. But why not? So a little bit of clarification around the end times. I've seen a few questions floating around on the socials. So this is sort of to clarify how the game is going to finish. You'll be able to spend your in-game gold up until the shutdown of the game at the end of January. So that's your gold in-game that you can see. You'll also be able to reinstall the game up until the 13th. But then spending real money to get the in-game gold will probably go on the 13th as well. But there is plenty of gold knocking around, and they're just giving it away right now. So anyway, moving on to Hogwarts Legacy. So I'm not really into speculating on game launches, but there might be a trailer coming out in the Game Awards, which is on the 10th at 1 AM UTC. Thank you very much. So we'll wait until then to find out if this one is true. WB Games have been super silent about this game, quite possibly due to J.K. Rowling's controversial remarks. What her intention was in those remarks, we'll just leave out of this for now. But unless WB has a time turner, there's nothing they can really do to change that, and it's not really going to change. So just go for it, you know. So subscribe for more information on Hogwarts Legacy as it comes out. I'll probably be doing a dedicated video soon as to what we do know and stuff like that. I'll be just doing a few dedicated videos to upcoming games such as Magic Awakened. Reviews were a bit mixed on this one when it first came out for testing. And there's still no news as to the launch in the Western world, but the servers are there, and I believe the English translation has been done. Many reviewers have said that the card/RPG game, so it's a card/RPG game, is rather heavy on the card side /pay to win. That has been uttered a few times, the pay to win words, but this was in early betas. So in their defense, NetEase said it was more of a technical test back then, and it does not represent the final. This was back in 2020, so it's a while ago. And I say it's been a lot of time for them to do a lot of work since, and it has been rolling out as we speak in China and Southeast Asia. And in China, it's the #1 game and the #1 grossing game. And it's a hidden place wealth of Harry Potter fans I'd never heard of before, but there you go. Warner Media CEO Jason Kilar, that's an interesting surname, said back in October that they are expanding globally in 2021 Q4 and beyond. Currently the game is out in much of Southeast Asia, but take a look at this artwork in this trailer. So yes, the animations are amazing. So hopefully they've kind of reduced the pay to win bit of it, and hopefully it'll be a nice balanced story game to follow. Yeah, looking forward to playing it. Now, moving on to the realm of indie games, we have a little game called Kitori Academy. So imagine the art of Genshin Impact in a world where you are a wizarding apprentice. So it says on the official page, Kitori Academy is a life simulator where you live the adventures of a wizard's apprentice with your spirit companion. Train your magical skills and learn how to brew potions, grow vegetables, and catch spells to challenge the curse that lurks in the world. So this is available on the Nintendo Switch and via Steam. This is actually a UK-based development team. As a team, it's 2 people. Who really have a passion for this game. I've been talking to them online, and they are really hyped, and they really, really care about the game and its artwork and everything, which is really nice to see, especially coming from Wizards Unite, where they didn't seem to give a damn. take a look at the trailer coming up now and subscribe for a forthcoming video dedicated to it. This video I'll actually be showing to the developer, well, at least the one I'm talking to, and they're going to look over it as well and see what I say, and they may add stuff or correct me in any way whatsoever. So that'll be a fun one to do, a little collaborative project with the developers, which is nice, and they're only up the road, I believe. So there's potential things for future collaboration, stuff like that. So that's quite groovy. Now on to event reviews. Event reviews. Okay, so we had Constance's Lament Part 2. Now, I had quite an adventure for this one. This was a fascinating experience. So being a shorter format and being midweek, I failed to complete set tough tasks done before. The first one I've ever failed to complete because the earn 2,500 visiting XP was actually 7,500. I just didn't have time in the midweek to sit there and grind Fortress challenges, you know, in the evening after a full day at work, pick up a little one from nursery, eat, put her to bed. There's only a short amount of time before bedtime, and I don't want to spend the whole time grinding away at my phone when I really should be spending it with my wife watching Cowboy Bebop on TV. So I thought, well, you know, I kind of failed this one. And maybe I should contact Niantic support and see what they say. So this is where this story actually gets quite interesting. So I asked the support if I could be credited the missing fragments, as they didn't have the tasks up properly. You know, that should have been 2,500, not 7,500. So then I was then informed that the game is the official one and not to follow third-party websites. So unfortunately for that person, they didn't know who I was. Who am I? Do you know who I am? Anyway, so I politely corrected them in that those websites used official information from the community manager, and that manager also informed me that 7,500 was indeed the incorrect amount, and the development team were too busy with 2.20 to correct the problem. I'm sorry, but James and Britta worked too hard to be dismissed like that. You know, don't trust third-party websites. Oh, come on, man. Like, these guys spent hours promoting your bloody game, and you just dismiss them like, oh, they don't rely on that, that's all rubbish. No, thank you. So I had to give him a little bit of a telling off. On the plus side, I did actually get my fragment. So yeah, I have a complete registry again. So anyway, so back to the event. What story? So Constance's For the Greater Good Pickering. Wait, did they steal that from somewhere? Yeah, so it's the old Greater Good story again. Grindelwald, Dumbledore, etc. Yeah, the Greater Good stuff. Think of that what you will. Bit of a rehash there, but I have the dialogue for the Bellatrix Lethal Adversary event as well up on the taskforcetimes.news website for those interested in that dialogue. I'm not quite sure when we will actually get that event, but if you want to read ahead, it's nothing spoilery in it, but it's, you know, it's not going to spoil the major storyline. But it's an interesting read to see a little bit more on Constance's opinions. And she kind of looks through the fourth wall, which is quite funny. And now for the bit you've all been waiting for, this week in Wizards Unite. I have no idea, they haven't said anything. So, if you like the video, hit the thumbs up and subscribe for more information on Hogwarts Legacy, Magic Awakened, Kitori Academy, with dedicated videos coming soon. Obviously, we do not have a release date for Magic Awakened and Kitori Academy. And I'll probably, if it ever stops raining or windy, I'll fit in some JWA and The Witcher, just for good measure, to slice up some monsters and stuff. So, until next time, brush up on your bells, get your ones ready. I can't really say it for much longer, am I? I need a new catchphrase. Say what in the comments below.